Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tennyson E Stead, writer and director of Quantum Theory with another 8-sided blog. And today I'd like to talk about the role of politics in entertainment, because there's been a lot of discussion about at one point entertainers are overstepping their bounds for sharing their views. And to be completely truthful, I think we're looking at this issue with too much of a microscope. The way that I look at this particular question is from a few steps back. So I'd like you all to take a couple steps back with me. In my worldview, and you're free to disagree, it is the responsibility of every single individual to spend their lifetime creating the world that they think everybody else, for whatever reason, should live in. Whether that's because we think that people need to be controlled and limited more completely than other people are limiting them, or whether we think that people need to be empowered and liberated and allowed freedom more completely than other people are doing. It's our responsibility to make those things happen. And life is short, so we have to make sure that all the things that we do in life lead us in that direction and create the world that we think needs to be created for others, because the simple truth is we're going to run out of time before we finish that job. All of us will. Nobody has enough time to do this. But it's still our responsibility to do it, and we have to make sure that we're making the most of every single opportunity. And every second is an opportunity, because we're going to run out of seconds and the job's not going to be done. And the question that we're going to be asking ourselves on our deathbed is, how far along did we get? How much did we give of ourselves? How much did we give to other people that they needed from us? That's the thing that's going to matter in the end. So, the way that I live my life is by ensuring that every single thing that I do is along the most direct path to creating the world that I think I can offer other people that they can most directly benefit from. I think that there's a lot of rules that I have in my own life that other people don't need. There's a lot of ideologies that I have that other people wouldn't necessarily benefit from. I have a lot of ethics that I think are pretty, useful to me and not necessarily useful to other people, and that's okay. But the things that I have to offer other people that I think can benefit them, it's my job, 24/7, every second of my life, to make sure that I'm doing the most I possibly can to establish in the hands of other people and to give them those tools before I die. So, the question then becomes, why work in entertainment? And the answer is because the world that I do want to create for other people and that I think that I can offer other people is most directly created through making movies and through producing plays and through the web content that keeps our community knitted together in the meantime. The things that I have to offer people are things that I can offer in a movie theater or in a stage. That's where I can offer that. That's the venue where I can give those people those things most effectively. And the truth is that I think the things that I have to offer that other people can't necessarily offer as effectively work on a deeper level than somebody's blatant surface racism or blatant surface sexism. What I want to do is give people the tools to see one another in more specific ways. And when we learn the specificity of one another, when we learn to understand with clarity the complexities of our individuality, then I really do believe that that stereotypes fall apart, just crumble to dust. They don't really exist. We're all individuals. And I also believe that hatred at that point gets replaced with curiosity. And curiosity, I think, leads to inspiration. So my goal in making movies is to create experiences for people to have in common that establish a more finely tuned level of specificity as a baseline for the ways that we understand each other and the ways that we communicate. And that's a lot easier to do by just showing people other specific people in specific stories and in specific circumstances that are performed with a high degree of specificity by actors than it is to like sit them all down in a classroom and tell them they're wrong. I think that actually making movies and doing plays is the most effective way for me to create the world that I want to give to other people. And so when we zero back in with this magnifying glass on what are the boundaries with which an entertainer should be allowed to discuss, politics, well, I think from my perspective, anybody who has something to say about sexism or about fascism or about gender identity or about, gay and lesbian issues or bisexual issues or ableism, or ageism or anything else that's going on, if it's within their character to say those things, then my goal is to create a world where we can see where that specific individual is coming from instead of just trying to somehow figure out which messaging or which branding they're using. Where is this individual coming from versus all the other, people who are saying similar things? That's the interesting part for me, and that's what I want to inspire in others. So I think anyone should be free to speak their mind, but that's not even the issue. The issue is, are they using all of the tools at their disposal to create the world that they want to hand off to other people? What I don't understand are the actors and the directors and the entertainers who say, oh, I'm just an entertainer. I don't have any business. I'm limited in terms of creating the world that I want to give to other people. Is what really pings my head and makes me ask, why are you in entertainment? If this isn't the vastest, most direct route for you to do the greatest good that you know you're capable of, why are you not doing that thing? What's stopping you? What's wrong with you where you're not taking the clearest, most direct route to action and the clearest, most direct route to success on behalf of your community and your fellow human beings that you see available to you? If you think your time is better spent as an activist, you should be an activist. If you think your time is better spent as a scientist curing cancer, you should go to school and learn biology and learn oncology and become a doctor. Why would you not do that? What is in your head that's telling you you're not needed? Because right now, I think the one thing we can all agree is that everybody is needed. Everybody is necessary to our success as a society right now. And all of us have to be doing the absolute best we can to deliver a better future for one another if we have any hope of living in that better future. So, I don't have a problem with people talking about politics, certainly. I have a problem with people not devoting themselves directly to what they believe is the highest good that they can provide to society. I work with a lot of actors. I work with my DP. I work with, a collaborative circle of people who have all dedicated themselves for their entire lives to the development of their craft. And they wouldn't have put in all that work if they didn't believe at the end of the day that that was the best thing that they could be doing for other people. And, people have their doubts. They get confused sometimes about whether or not that's actually true, but that's easy to deal with. You just sit down and you look at all the other things you could be doing, and you ask yourself, could you be doing more? Could you be doing better? And if there's a way to do more and do better, you've got to find it within yourself to provide that. It's a responsibility that we all share. So, if anybody out there is getting bogged down with the question of how entertainment and politics relate to one another, what I'm going to encourage you to do is take a step back from that problem and look at the larger issue of what could you be doing right now that you're not doing to create a better future, not just for yourself, but for your community, and to give that community, and to give, at this point, our country, or whatever group of people you identify with as your people, to give them the future you think they deserve. What can you do for them that you're not doing? And how are you going to do it right now? How are you going to drop all the things that aren't as important as that and do that? And I think if that's where our heads are at, I think if that's the problem that we're all working to solve here, I don't think anybody's going to care whether or not, an actor stands up and speaks their mind about politics, unless those politics have personal meaning for them. You see what I'm saying? But I certainly don't think anybody's going to care that they did it as opposed to some other leader in some other industry. That's not relevant. What's relevant is, are we doing everything we can? And are we growing in our ability to provide? Are we challenging ourselves to do better in providing the future we think that the people around us and the people who are going to come after us deserve? And I'm going to tell you right now, an opportunity comes up to let, my community know, geeks and nerds and somebody who's not Christian who's scared, or somebody who's black who's scared, or some women who are scared, or fellow disabled people, or whatever the case may be. If the opportunity comes up to let them know, like right on this video, for example, let them know that I'm here for them, and that I'm trying to create a future where people will understand them better as specific individuals, and that I think that solving that problem will make a lot of other bullshit go away. Let them know that I'm here to do that, and I'm not going to relent, and I'm not going to quit. Yes, I will take that opportunity, and definitely opposing the actions of President Teabag has a part to play in that as well, without question and without hesitation. So that's my thoughts on politics in entertainment. Take a step back, look at the big picture. What are you doing? Why are you worried about what other people are doing in the first place? It's a good question to ask. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy our 8-sided blogs, give us a subscribe right down. I think it's got to be right down here in this corner. Give us a thumbs up. And thank you for taking the time to listen. There's going to be some web shows coming up in the next month or two that we're going to share with you, and I'll have another 8-sided blog for you next week. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, and happy Valentine's Day to anybody who's celebrating. Adios.